Today I am going to talk about body language. Body language is a type of non-verbal communication in which physical behaviors as opposed to words are used to express or convey the information. Such behavior includes facial expressions, body posture, gestures, eye movement, touch, and the use of space. Body language exists in both animals and humans, but this article focuses on interpretations of human body language. It is also known as kinesics. Body language must not be confused with the sign language, as sign languages are full languages like spoken languages and have their own complex grammar systems, as well as being able to exhibit the fundamental properties that exist in all languages but can be ambiguous. Then comes the physical expressions. Facial expressions. Facial expression is an integral part of expressing emotions through the body. Combinations of eyes, eyebrow, lips, nose, and cheek movements help form different modes of an individual. Example: happy, sad, depressed, angry, etc. A few studies show that facial expression and bodily expression, body language, are congruent when interpreting emotions. Behavioral experiments have also shown that recognition of facial expression is influenced by perceived body expression. This means that the brain processes the other's facial and bodily expressions simultaneously. Hand and neck signals. The body language of the head should be considered in conjunction with that of the neck. In terms of general posture, the head should be positioned in the manner which feels natural. Body language conveyed by the head and the neck involves various ranges of movements. Nodding of the head is generally considered as a sign of saying yes. When used in conversation, it may be interpreted as a sign of approval and encourage the speaker to go on. The single nod of it is a sign of acknowledging another person in respectful manner. In this manner, it is Asian practice of bowing to a person as a sign of respect. Shaking the head is usually interpreted as meaning no. In terms of meaning, it is the opposite of nodding. In India, a head bobble is tilting of the head from side to side and is a common sign of saying yes, okay, or I understand in some manner. Its interpretation can be ambiguous and depends very much on the context which it is applied. When lowering of the head is emphasized in conjunction with the eyes, that this may indicate a sign of submission. A rising of the head from the lowered posture may indicate increase in interest in what someone is saying. Right. A tilting of the head of the side can be an expression of interest in what other person is communicating, like that. On this basis, it may be a sign of curiosity, uncertainty, or questioning. If the head is propped up by the hand, when head is tilted, then this may be a sign of thinking about something or in terms of an ongoing conversation, disinterest. A head which is tilted towards slightly whilst being pulled backwards may indicate being suspicious. Then comes the general body postures. Emotions can also be detected through body postures. Research has shown that body postures may accurately recognized when the emotion compared with a different or natural emotion. For example, a person feeling angry would portray dominance, and the other, their posture would display approach tendencies. Comparing this to a person feeling fearful, or they would feel weak, submissive, and the posture would display avoidance tendencies of an angry person. Sitting or standing postures also indicate one's emotion. A person sitting till the back of the chair leans forward and their head nodding along with the discussion implies that they are open, relaxed, and generally ready to listen. On the other hand, a person who has their legs and arms crossed with the foot kicking slightly implies that they feel impatient and emotionally detached from the discussion. In a standing discussion, a person stands with arm akimbo and feet pointed towards the speaker could suggest that they are attentive and is interested in the conversation. However, a small difference in this posture could mean a lot. Then comes the chest specifically. The posture movement of the chest is a factor of fundamental importance when considering the messages the body as a whole sends out. In general terms, the relative fullness or shallowness of the chest, especially around the sternum, can be a key indicator of both mood and attitude. When the body language, the chest is assessed in everyday circumstances. It involves an instinctive assessment of these factors of shape and volume. Of the chest is fuller and it is positioned relatively forward, then this is a sign of confidence. If it thrusting prominently forward, then this may be an indication that the person wants to be socially prominent and make a statement of physical confidence. When the chest is pulled back, then this can indicate a less confident attitude. If a person positions their chest closer towards another person, it may be a sign of closer attention to them as a part of conversation. Or, in other circumstances, it may be a sign of physical assertion and aggression. Touching the chest can indicate different things. A person who places two hands over their heart may do so to emphasize that they are being sincere in what they are saying. Rubbing the chest, especially over the heart, can be a sign of discomfort, possibly from stress and tension. As with other examples of chest body language, it may be related to a person's heart rate. Then comes the shoulders specifically. The shoulder shape, which others think of us, they reveal our health and emotions, and they assist us in communicating. Similarly to the chest, the posture of shoulders is an easily observable body language sign. When the shoulders are back with the chest forward, this generally indicates confidence. If the shoulders are positioned forward with the body hunched, then this can be a sign of low confidence or esteem. It may also be demonstrative of the feeling of a dejection or sadness. Usually, if a person is relaxed, their shoulders positioned lower. If they are feeling tense or anxious, then they are held in a raised position. A shrugging of shoulders, a quick up and down movement is often given a sign of knowing something, being unable to help in some manner. Partly due to their prominent position, strong and flexible shoulders can help communicate sense of vitality and natural rhythm. Contrarily, if shoulders are weak and lacking mobility, perhaps due to the frequent adoption of a slumped posture, then this can convey impression that the person is depressed. According to Barbara Pease and Alan Pease, authors of Definitive Book of Body Language, everybody does shoulder shrug. The shrug is good example of a universal gesture that is used to show that a person doesn't understand what you are saying. It is multiple gesture that three main parts. They continue, exposed palms to show nothing is being concealed in the hands. Hunched shoulders protect the throat from attack, and raised brow, which is a universal submissive greeting. Hand gestures often signify the state of well-being of the person making them. Relaxed hands indicate confidence and self-assurance, while clenched hands interpreted as signs of stress or anger. If a person wringing their hands, this demonstrates nervousness and anxiety. Next comes the finger gestures. Finger gestures are also commonly used to exemplify one's speech as well as denote the state of well-being of the person making them. In certain cultures, pointing using one's index finger is deemed acceptable. However, pointing at a person may be viewed as aggressive. Handshakes are regular greeting rituals and commonly done in meeting, greeting, offering congratulations, or after the completion of an agreement. They usually indicate the level of confidence and emotion level in people. Studies have also categorized several handshake styles. For example, the finger squeeze, the bone crusher, shake hands too strongly, the limp fish, shaking hands weakly, etc. Breathing. Body language related to breathing and patterns of breathing can be indicative of a person's mood and the state of mind. Because of this, the relationship between body language and breathing is often considered in contexts such as business meetings and presentations. Generally, deeper breathing which uses diaphragm and abdomen more interpreted as conveying a relaxed and confident impression. By contrast, shallow, excessively rapid breathing is often interpreted as conveying a more nervous or anxious impression. Some business advisors, such as those who promote neuro-linguistic programming, recommend mirroring a person's breathing pattern in order to convey an impression of mutual understanding. Then comes haptics. Haptics, as subcategory body language, is the study of touching and it is used in communication. As such, handshakes, holding hands, backslapping, high fives, brushing up against someone, or patting someone all have meaning. Based on the body language, project touching is the most developed sense at birth and formulates our initial views of the world. Touching can be for amusement during the play, to flirt, to express power and maintain bonds between the people, such as the baby and the mother. Touching can carry distinct emotions and also slow the intensity of those emotions. Touch absent of other cues can signal anger, fear, disgust, love, gratitude, and sympathy depending on the length and type of touching that is performed. Many factors also contribute to the meaning of touching, such as the length of touch and location on the body in which the touching takes place. Research has also then comes the tone of voice. The body also has a massive effect on our breathing pattern, which in turn a massive effect on the way the words are spoken. Particular tones of voice are linked with the particular types of body language. For example, if someone's tone voice conveys the impression that they are happy, then their body language will ordinarily convey a similar impression. Next comes the attitude. Human communication is extremely complex, and one must look at the whole in order to make any determination as to the attitudes being expressed. Body language is a major contributor to the attitude a person conveys to others. Albert Mehrabian maintains that during a conversation dealing with feelings and attitudes, that is, like or dislike, 7% of what communicated is via what is said, 38% via is the tone of voice, and majority 55% is via body language. This is also referred to as the 7-38-55 rule and is often considered in studies of human communications. Then comes the readiness. When you get into a basketball court, all your teammates beside you pumped up and ready to go. You form impressions of the other side, their strength and unity, their mood and body language. Of course, the physically element is stronger in sport, but something similar happens in politics, where you can read the mood of one side or the other simply by looking at them sitting there all together. Body language can convey the impression of a readiness to take action. Whilst this is always observable in the physical sense, it can be further categorized as being readiness for physical exertion or readiness for social interaction. Such states of readiness influence the personal whole body, tone of voice, and what impression they convey through their body language. A state of increased readiness may also be referred to as being in a state of high energy or intensity. Relative to states of unreadiness, most states of readiness typically involve a deeper breathing pattern, increased excitation of the nervous system, and an increased heart rate. Such physiological effects also influence the person's skin and its fullness of appearance. In relative terms, a person's skin will usually fuller and more taut whilst in a state of readiness, and thinner and more flaccid in the state of unreadiness. Interestingly, watching each and every movement of the body language posture, and if you follow this, certainly the communication can be more clearer and faster, and it is absorbed easily by the other person. So body language is becoming nowadays, it's a very, very important communicative language, more than a verbal language. Body language nearly, it conveys 60% of your feelings to the other person. So if you like this video, please share it, comment it, and subscribe to this. Thank you very much.